Well, good morning, all you beautiful beings out there. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. Happy New Year and Happy New You. I am your host, Horace, and we want you to know that we are so glad you have joined us today. Whether this is your first time or you've been here before, we want you to know that we honor you and we welcome you to our diverse and open-hearted community. So I want you to know that today's message is timing, trust, and flow. How exciting is that? Timing, trust, and flow. And so as we move on in the service, I want to encourage you to stay tuned to the few announcements, opportunities that we have later on. There's always something meaningful, especially upcoming classes. We'll be telling you more about that pretty soon. And before I pass the mic over, I want to leave you with this thought. There is never a wrong time to do the right thing. Let me say that again. There is never a wrong time to do the right thing. And that is from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to our wonderful and illustrious spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale.
So thank you to our fabulous Horace the Bush. Yeah, he is our operation coordinator. So welcome everybody. And whether you're on YouTube listening to us or not, welcome. This is the year of 2026. We are still CSL Charlotte, the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. It's just a happy new you. So instead of wishing you a happy new year, we are saying happy new you. So this is our first Sunday together and 2026. So yeah, even more beautifully, besides the word Happy New Year, Happy New You. So welcome to the next unfolding that you are already experiencing. You just got to pay attention. So the first thing we do is we open up to set the tone with an affirmative prayer. So the first person that's going to set the tone for us is Alan Lilly, my right-hand man. And today, like Horace said, we are talking about time, trust, and flow. So think about that as he prays us in.
So I know that right now, as we stretch out, we embrace the divine flow that's created all this wonderful nature, that's created the stars in the skies, that's created all these wonderful trees and the wonderful ground that we walk on. And we know that this divine flow as flows from the skies through our bodies, through the trees, and down to the earth. And we are all interconnected expressions of this infinite flow. And we know that we are here on this earth to grow and to expand, to move beyond simply just being thinking small, thinking like a small trickle of water, but expanding into a powerful river and a wide, expansive lake that invites all of the birds and all the flowers that grow beside the lakes. And we are all here to inspire each other by being our full, bright waterfalls, being powerful and showing up strong and carving out the canyons in the earth because this is who we are. We are here to evolve and to expand. And I'm grateful to be part of this community. We're all here to support each other. And I am grateful for this divine, powerful message that inspires us today. It's helped us expand into our new and improved you and me and all of us because we are all connected to that same infinite flow that we call spirit. So I release these intentions, these affirmations out into this wonderful world wide web that is our community. And everything flows in divine and perfect order. And so it is.
And so it is. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that beautiful prayer, Alan. And I'm feeling so grounded today. And so, with that being said, next on our platform is our reader, Melissa Spiegler, the girl from Tennessee. Now, when you listen to Melissa's reading, you're going to understand self regulation. And then as you get with the self-regulation, you're starting to understand that timing, trust, and flow is what we are going to be regulating with so we can make sure that we accept it all. So listen to the song after Melissa's reading, I Am the Light. And then you'll see how much you can appreciate that self-regulation you're about to learn about. So with that, Melissa, make it do what it do.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. And yeah, it's self-regulation. Our reading today is Trust, Regulation, and the Power of Timing by Reverend Rosedale Jones. There are times when life doesn't feel like it's moving forward, and we assume something is wrong. We look for effort where ease used to be. We look for answers where clarity once lived. And we say to ourselves, I must be stuck. But often, what we're experiencing isn't resistance. There's no readiness yet. The body doesn't move based on what we want. It moves based on what feels safe. When the nervous system isn't ready, it slows things down, not to stop us, not to punish us, but to steady us. If the body doesn't feel safe to move forward, the mind can't talk it into it. That's not weakness. That's intelligence. The nervous system's job is simple. Its job is to keep us steady. Keep us steady first, then allow movement. This is why trust isn't something we think our way out or into. Actually, into. Trust is something the body feels. When the system is calm, curiosity shows up. When the system is unsettled, we want certainty. And certainty often pushes us to move before we're ready to move well. There are moments when life seems to stall. Plans don't come together, energy fades, and direction feels far away. We call this failure, but more often it's resetting old ways. Old ways are loosening. New ways are settling in. The body is learning it's safe to be different now. Nothing is broken. Beliefs aren't just thoughts we have. They're patterns we've practiced. When new beliefs are forming, the old ones don't work anymore. And the new ones aren't steady yet. So things feel awkward, unclear, uncomfortable. And that space isn't failure. It's simply the space between what no longer fits and what hasn't fully landed yet. This is the quiet moment many people walk away from. And it's also where clarity starts to organize itself. But think about learning a new movement with your body. At first, there's little to no coordination. Old habits don't help. New patterns feel strange, and we don't call that failure, though. We call it learning. Repetition helps the nervous system sink again. And eventually, what felt hard becomes natural. Life works the same way. When the nervous system settles, timing lines itself up. And when timing is honored, trust shows up on its own. And when trust is present, flow doesn't need to be forced. Good habits form, and good habits create good outcomes. So as we begin 2026, if life feels slow, unclear, or unresponsive, pause before judging it. Ask instead, what is stabilizing right now? What is balancing now? And where am I ready to move differently? You may discover that what felt like delay was life lining you up for movement that doesn't require effort. So, happy new you. And here's a final quote by Reverend Rosedale. This and there is a misconception that if something feels subtle, it must be weak. But in both science and spirituality, the opposite is true. And so it is.
I am the light. So we're going to start with a short centering by relaxing your eyes first, just to take that in. I am the light. And when you do that, take a nice deep breath in and slowly exhale. See, what I get from that song, I Am the Light, is I hear that you don't have to stop your life to honor your light. Every time you hear those words, though, you, as the new you're going to say, I am the light, but you're going to hear it as a song about you, not a song about someone else. So you're just going to hear it with your own deeper mind speaking to you. And that's what makes it so great about us getting together here on the first Sunday of the new year. Because what we want to remember is the new you isn't something you have to go out and find. It's your state of consciousness. You regulate yourself into it. That's new you, state of consciousness, that is. So deepen your practice and regulate yourself for timing, trust, and flow. It's your choice to learn how it's done. And the minute you learn how to do it, I have one simple question for you. Are you ready to self-regulate for timing, trust, and flow? And I need you to know that it's about choice. Whether you choose to incorporate this to learn this stuff as far as using your spiritual practices is all up to you. But I promise you this, you will easily start observing timing, trust, and flow in your life. So wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And as you float your eyes open again, look around your space and notice that I feel new today, just like you're new to everything, new you. And allow something in your space to connect you back to this present moment. Now, what do I think about timing, trust, and flow? Well, I know it's traditional to say Happy New Year. So today, I'm offering a different greeting. Happy New You. Today, I want to talk about something subtle yet powerful. And it's just a way of life. It's just simply a mindset that literally loves every single moment, every day, just by paying attention to life. And when I'm driving down the road, I'm constantly looking at the woods. I love the South. I love the terrains. I love the rural parts of it and the city parts. I get to enjoy all parts of a world in this city that I live in. I'm not going to tell you my city yet. But you got to know, this thing I'm talking about, this way of life, it's not something we do. It's something we practice to allow. And here it is. We have to practice timing, trust, and flow in order to actually understand what it is we do with it. So it's amazing how people ignore that trio. I'm holding my threes up for a reason, timing, trust, and flow, because time and trust and flow goes in and out of us all day and every day. You just got to pay attention to life. And this trio, guess what? It's like the mind, body, spirit trio. It is all one life. So a new year is just a change in what? timing, that's the first thing. A new you is a change in your state of consciousness. That's what timing is about this whole talk. And all we have to do is trust the flow of life. Now, listen to the reading that Melissa read that I wrote, and I love this so much. If the body doesn't feel safe to move forward, the mind cannot talk the body into moving forward. And she also said, it's not a weakness, it's intelligence. And I'm not making this up, it's all science. So as for self-regulation, the nervous system is the part that is spirit. So you got to understand, when I teach mind, body, spirit, it's everywhere for me. It's in the fitness rooms, it's in the one-on-one rooms with the personal training people, because you need all of it in order to do this. So it's another thing that she said in a reading. The nervous system's job is to get us steady first. Because when we were reared, and as we became who we are, we have these different things that we've become, meaning that we believe so and so and so and so. So that's what we are. But the nervous system now has to do a whole new thing, if you're, which is spirit, if you're willing to change. It gets us steady first. You heard that in the reading also. Then we do it through spiritual practices, right? That's how they get steady. Then the mind gets to talk the body into movement at that point. But if the body is not ready to hear it, we got to do what is called the trust. The body must trust the mind. I'm doing it, that 12-week program is happening. It's gonna happen in 2 weeks, but it is so powerful as I write it, because I'm even growing from it. That is why, and you heard this in the reading too, that is why trust isn't something we can think our way into. The nervous system is the biggest part of everything. Spirit, blinks the eyes, breathe, motor movements, right? Trust is something the body feels. Hear those words, because it's true. It's really science, but I don't make it up. I just believe it and practice it and know it to be true. And then I write about it. This is not just a spiritual idea. It's the nervous system experience also. It's a science idea. So I can't teach spirituality without science. It's just not gonna happen. It's a state of consciousness. It's a nervous system part. It's neuroplasticity. It's all of those things. That's all spirit. That's our oneness. So let's stop thinking about something to be so high over our heads. You see, again, I'm going to say it again. We don't just think our way into our regulation. I mean, we just don't think our way into trust. We self-regulate our way into it through spiritual practices. Then we're in the flow with ease. But you gotta take that time, because the timing is everything. The time we take for practice, that's your timing. When we decide to let the mind and body trust each other, there's your trust. Then we will decide that, well, I want to get this amount of money. I want my healing here, and I want that. And then everything that you're looking to do that week flows. Timing, trust, and flow. But then we have another little piece of the caveat here, which is called presence. Now, honestly, what's presence? What presence mattered more than anything in our life? Because it does. But let me just tell you why. Because honestly, presence is the energy that shows up in all kinds of forms. It could be an actual person that you feel in that room, 30 yards away from you. You feel someone looking at you. Think about that. Or there's a person coming towards you, near you. That's the presence. But you got to Pay attention. Remember I said that in the beginning, we have to pay attention to life. It could be somebody about to text us like yesterday. As you think about that person, boop, you see a text coming from them in your phone, or you hear a phone ring. That's presence. You cannot back out of presence. And, people just got to learn this. Then again, think about this. How have you ever felt a heaviness surrounding you that you feel a certain way about? We're such sensitive individuals when we pay attention to ourselves, in our bodies, in our minds, and our spirit, mind, body, spirit, timing, trust, and flow. It's even in our dreams. Dreams are not random. They are actually signs that the presence is always with us. Come on. Have you ever driven a long distance and forgot how you got there? That's the presence driving. So it had to teach me something. It's the communication, and it comes from my deeper mind. Well, at least I'm able to admit it. I had a dream this week, and I was the passenger in a car. I felt safe. Actually, I knew I was with presence, the presence. I know it. I don't need to know. I just trusted this presence driving me to where I needed to go. But I don't even think I even cared about who the person was, because that's what I call me trusting. If I'm a passenger in your car, you better believe I'm trusting. We were on our way somewhere. And anyway, at some point, I think what happened, we thought we needed something. Like, I'm not sure what it was we thought we had to do, but we needed, my driver needed to turn, to make a U-turn. But I think also there were people waiting for us at wherever it was we were going. So here's where all my little rules come from. So the driver made a U-turn so we could park a second. I think we had to do something like go into a store. I'm not quite sure, but we couldn't stop and get ourselves together on that block. But there was a reason for that. Because if you know anything about New York City, you know there's a lot of bus stop signs and you can't park there. So, but this bus stop sign, a big yellow line went all the way across the down the entire block. So we can't stop there. So it's like a whole stretch for an entire city block. But what stood out for me was the yellow line. And then when I look back at the line again, I noticed a space in it. But even though there was a break in the line, we still couldn't stop there. But yet our journey had to continue. So even though we felt ourselves at a standstill, our journey was continuing. So then I woke up and I took time. I always take time for those dreams. I took time on listening to me. What other language did I use? I took time with the symbols, the sensations I had, which was very calm and easy. And I just wanted to take the meaning of the dream. So this is why I got up that next morning and decided to bring this up about science. My favorite scientist and psychologist, they're all science, was Carl Jung. And Carl Jung said that dreams speak through symbols. These are the things that help me decipher my dreams. I start going, okay, there we are. And I go finding the people to figure it out, because I can't teach this without science. Spirituality and science are one. Just keep remembering that, because there's no other way. You need your mind, your body, and your spirit. So stop trying to just delete anything. So it's not because dreams are confusing that they send symbols and directions and patterns around us. It's because the deeper mind only communicates through patterns and feelings and symbols. So years ago, psychology began to recognize what spiritual traditions always knew. Once again, dreams are not random. Dreams are not commands. Don't let people tell you fearful things and fretful things, because the dreams are never there to make you fearful. I don't even care if 10 people are shooting you down. There's a reason for it. I don't care if you got thrown up in the air with another car. There's a reason. Sit with your dream. Dreams are mirrors. They don't tell us what to do. They show us what we are becoming. This is the intersection. Dreams are the intersection between spirituality and science. So there's no reason for us to go around allowing ourselves to overlook spirit because we think something about science, or overlook science because we think something about spirit. They're both growing us into something every day. But think about that for a minute, because our oneness with spirit is always expanding. And if it's in the not a good place, you're expanding in there too. It's always growing, one side or the other. Dreams work within our nervous system. You thought I forgot about the nervous system. Can't. This is our reaction or not reaction. So during sleep, the thinking mind, I couldn't think of another word, the conscious, because I don't want you to get confused with consciousness and the conscious mind. So the thinking mind quiets. That's the only thing that gets quiet, the thinking mind, because dream state is your consciousness state, right? So our consciousness becomes very expressive at that point, using all the symbols and the signs and the language that it could possibly give us. Dreams come from safety and emotional integration, mind, body, spirit integration. And it also comes from unresolved emerging things that you need to be aware of. This emerging awareness is coming through us all the time. See, dreams don't demand action. So stop fighting the dream and sit. What they do, though, they invite understanding. Dreams are metaphors. So, for example, in my dream, the car was my life is still in motion no matter what. No matter how much I felt like I was in a standstill, life is still in motion. Me being a passenger is trusting, all right? But the bus stop was a whole new symbol, because the bus stop is talking about, what is it? Collective timing. There's, at a bus stop, how many people do you think stand on that corner all in 24 hours? Thousands. And that's collective timing. But all of those other journeys are happening. So why do I have to feel that life is stopped? It's never stopped. It might have been paused for me because I can't park there to go do what I need to do, but there's hundreds of people that are moving in and out all day long, off that journey, back on this journey. So we cannot stop there. But here's the thing, nothing really stopped. Life was still moving. It's still moving. So all that yellow line did was prove to me that my old rules, I told you, let me tell you about my rules. My old rules about stopping or standing still got in the way, because the old version of me used to feel like I had to keep driving and I couldn't stop too long because it was a sign of laziness or failure. You heard failure in the reading. But I was not wrong. I was growing to understand that there's nothing wrong with stopping, Rosedale. That break in the line, all it did was it reminded me about timing, trust, and flow. So the line did not flow all the way. It stopped and then it picked up again to flow. now my new me can still move even in the stillness and be patient about it. Somebody mentioned patience in the consciousness meeting. Well, that's acceptance. The new me trust the presence. It just popped up. I forgot where we got it from, but it's just an actual example. Because what happens is the trust is the presence that is always driving. The presence is driving. I'm trusting it. And I have to come in my real, well, is this real life? Or was that real life? Am I dreaming now the dream, or is the dream dreaming me? I can't forget that I have to say that, because I'm going to ask you this. Can you accept that practices work this way for you in your life? You might feel that in some degree you have to slow up every time you stop and you see a metaphoric line. You could, whatever it is, for me, the metaphor was the yellow line. You got something that tells you that, okay, that's a rule right there. That means I can't do it. See, we all create rules, whether we know it or not. So you create rules when you say things like, "Oh, I don't trust people. They're not honest. So we're not gonna do that." But I'm gonna tell you where mine came from, the distrust. It came from a mom who had gone through a life, I guess, with a lot of distrust. And so she said, "You don't have friends, so you don't need to have them. But you can't trust people." So for a little while there, I kind of bought into that, but then I decided, no, I can't go there because I have been meeting too many people I really like, and I really think they like me. Yes, I did meet a few people I didn't trust. But if I hadn't let that be a creation of myself, then I would have been creating a lie. But I would be living by it too if I believed it. And most of the stuff that we believe, we create that. Now, I don't know what you were told as a kid or what you grew up as, but I can guarantee you this. A huge percent, I'm not going to say 90, 80%, but a huge percent of what you were taught is a lie. Ooh. And that's what makes people hate, because they're saying, oh, I can't do that because now I got to admit that I've been living wrong. When instead, all I got to do is come to the truth and start to tell myself, let that go. It's okay. It's over. So I don't know, but I do know that you were told things that's not true, but they are what? Those are rules you created. Find out what they are, because they will change your ever-loving life. I found out so many rules that I understood to be true. Whatever we practice, and here's the thing, if you trust in that belief that's incorrect, remember this, whatever we practice becomes how we live. So if I'm going to continue to believe in that mistrust and how that is, I'm living that way, and everybody's going to mistreat me one way or another. And I am not the type of person that you can mistreat and get away with it. So what I decided to do was go ahead and continue my practices. But I know that affirmations is a powerful practice, because hear me what I'm saying. When we keep repeating something in a peaceful state, we're living that. And affirmations, guess what it does? It trains the nervous system. Yes, it does. They're not just magical words that you can say, oh, yeah. No, stop saying these things if you're not going to stop in timing. Trust what you're hearing and let them flow through you, because these affirmations are repeated signals. Ding, ding, ding. Repetition is the mother of skill. When we keep speaking calmly and consistently, they teach the body. Here's where the trust comes in for the body, because now you keep talking to the body. It says, I am safe, so I'm going to go. It says I am supported. Good. So I'm going to go. I'm going to make this trip. I was making up all these excuses as to why I can't go. But what I'm starting to understand that this is the body talking to me. I'm safe. I am supported. I don't need to force clarity. And the thing is, see, when I have to go out at night, sometime I'm going to go meet somebody, right? So at night, I used to tell myself, oh, it's dark, you can't see. I stopped doing that. I said, you can see. There's lights all over the place. Realize whatever the mind hears in a calm state repeatedly, the body believes. So yes, the mind, remember what the reading said, the mind can't convince the body unless the nervous system's in the game, which is spirit, mind, body, spirit. I hope you're getting me. Because when you start doing that, it lowers your stress. It also helps you improve your clarity. Flow makes the mind body feel and regulate it, and it regulates the mind. The mind feels attentive, like I understand what's happening. And then you've got the nervous system ready to just keep us moving forward. And that even if we're still inside of us, we still can move forward. And then all of a sudden we get a new paradigm speaking into our beliefs. You don't have to hear all these words, but they're being said. So if you're feeling bad, those words are being said. But this is what your new paradigm is saying for the new you, who's ready to re-regulate, to self-regulate. Here's what the mind is saying now. I can move and be still at the same time. While I'm driving, I can keep that stillness within me, the peace. I can trust. And I can trust everything. All I gotta do is stay aware. See, here's what I know. Presence is everything, but presence is not about where you are or who you're with. Yeah, I was with the presence, but it's not all that. It's about how I am with myself, how you are with yourself. So just remember all that beautiful stuff. It's all about that heart-brain coherence that I keep talking about. And I love telling you about what neuroplasticity means, because it just means that the brain, neuroplasticity in science means that the brain changes through repeated experiences, especially when it's emotion attached to it and attention. Emotion and attention. And like I said last week, music lyrics invite us to let go, to relax, and allow ourselves to be carried by this spirit or the nervous system. Because the nervous system now, if you got the best music, I don't care if it's what is it, rock or electric music, I don't care what it is. If you like it, it's going to take you nicely, calmly. So there's no bad music if you're enjoying it. But remember, all you got to do is let those lyrics take you. And now you are swept up in the nervous system, in your calm, in your clarity, and in your peace. Because remember, you don't need a new year to have a new you. People keep saying, oh, I can't wait till this year's over. Why? That's just the calendar. That's just the timing. That has nothing to do with your consciousness. You just need to acknowledge that every day is brand new. And every time you wake up, you can start with a clean slate. You do not have to bring 2025 into 2026. Not. So if you want to really experience your new you, listen to this song, New Day by Trevor Hall. It's a brand new day. What you waiting for? Man, I am a person that listens to every grade of music, from rap with my grandsons to possibly sometimes, oh, what was it the other day? I was letting somebody play the Beethoven stuff. I was understanding that. Oh my God, so much different music touches my cells. But if you heard that and you were able to see past these young guys looking sort of like the punk rockers, you heard power if you saw past them. Because every single morning they said, look, it's a brand new day. It's a clean slate. You don't have to carry the weight of 2025 into 2026. By the time you wake up tomorrow, the old you can be erased and the new you can begin again. You just have to find a way to let yesterday go. Yesterday will go. You just need a new you who trusts the flow and honors timing, trust, and flow. Well, thank you, Timmy P and Horace. You guys did that. And I just want everybody to understand that CSL Charlotte is not a place where you donate to for me or for a church. This is more than a church. This is a transformation station. And what happens here is real. It has changed me and how I show up, as well as how I live. And I watch some incredible manifestations work in people's lives every single day, just by using the principles here. There's no different here in my life than it is outside in the fitness world. But principles that this is all based on has transformed my life. I can't tell you that enough. I get insight, peace, I get healing, especially when I circulate my money, my time, and my energy here for CSL Charlotte. You have no idea how much of my energy and money goes in, and time goes into this beautiful, awesome community. So as you drop your guards as a means from protecting yourself from donating or circulating money, you're going to change and prosper too. Because it is really about keeping the timing, trust, and flow conversation within your life honest and real. The flow. So give yourself time to notice today when you're giving. Are you choosing to keep timing, trust, and flow honest within you? And that's where I'm going to leave that thought with you. So I'll say this, today was all about practicing timing, trust, and flow. When you're ready to experience timing, trust, and flow, every single moment is going to be your invitation. And it's an invitation to a new way of seeing, a new way of relating to your life as it is, and a new way of living from awareness. So before we close out, all we need to do is use our imagination for timing, trust, and flow. That's it. And spiritual practices are essential. So 2025 completes and 2026 begins. We say, Happy New Year. But I'm expanding this greeting to say to you, Happy New You. So let's open up to that song and start a new chapter in 2026. Listen to the song, Feeling Good. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me because it's a new me. So Happy New You and feeling good. So that's it. Now it's time for Alan to pray us out.
Wow. I breathe in and recognize that every new moment is a new opportunity for a brand new me, for a brand new you, because this spirit of infinite possibilities, infinite love resides within each and every one of us. And as we move our bodies, as we move in trust and we feel safe and supported, we step outside of our comfort zone, trying new activities, try out a new business or talk to new people. We know that we're being supported and loved because we are in divine flow and we trust that divine flow. And I know that this year, each and every one of us are expanding in new, creative, and diverse ways because we are all individualized fabrics in that tapestry. Mm-hmm. And each yarn has new colors and new different waves of weaving with other different threads. And this is who we are as a community. We are like a tapestry, that is creative and colorful, and it always seeks to expand because this is who we are. But as we are in that divine flow, we make that loom that illuminates the world because this is who we are. And there's outdated fabrics and that are in tatters that was thinking that we bought from our families or from school or other institutions. We know that no longer serves us, so we get rid of it, we throw it out, and we start over anew, creating a new, wonderful, and improved version of ourselves that is powerful, that is embodies the potential of who we are, and we move forward one step at a time, each and every day, knowing that this is who we are, expressing as ourselves, as our divine light, as we turn up the dimmer switch to be fully ourselves in this wonderful new year, to fully be ourselves. There's no need to hide, no need to dim that switch, but to instead turn it the opposite way, live loudly and proudly, being who we are. And I'm thankful to be part of this community. We're all here to encourage each other to live loudly and boldly and powerfully, and to help inspire other people to do the same. So I let these affirmations, these expressions of each and every one of us go out as fireworks out into the sky and out into this world, knowing that everything is a divine flow and harmony. And so it is.
Beautiful. That's awesome. Wow, this is fabulous. So as we wrap our time up together today with the time and trust and flow experience this week, sit with your timing flow and sit with your timing, trust, and flow and feel yourself on one of those magnificent journeys using timing, trust, and flow and trust the process. And remember, the universe is always supporting you on your journey. So until we meet again, start self-regulating yourself for timing, trust, and flow. And so it is. Amen.